This episode is a piece on creativity. The Embody podcast accompanies you on your journey of remembering and embodying your true nature, integration and alignment with your vibrational clarity, self-love, and living a life of beauty and wholeness. I'm your host, Candice Wu, integrative and intuitive healing facilitator and artist. Welcome back to the Embody podcast. Last week, I talked a little bit about how the past does not define the future, how you can create what's coming next in your life. There's a clean slate, so to say. At least there's a possibility of that, whether or not, our unconscious world is actually putting an intention out there. And then we get the feedback of what was put out there through our energies, through our state of being. And so I talked about the topic of us being creators of our life, creators of the moment, of our experience. This week, I want to talk about creativity in a sort of different sense. And I don't have a full grasp with my words of what I mean. So I'm just going to fumble through it, I guess, or say what comes to me about it. But creativity, a more distinct version of our ability to create, not one that's like general, like our experience generally in life, in the fullness of our life, but the feeling of creativity that is more an expression, an artful expression of who we are, that we are usually referring to when we talk about creating music or creating artwork or creating a beautiful cuisine, a beautiful meal, something that has beauty or something that is an expression of something we want to say. That's not just our general life. And I wrote something about it a while back that I wanted to share today. Creativity. Each moment of creative energy that turns into thought form, we call an idea. These whispering or demanding babies have a unique lifespan like flowers, blossoming and dying at different moments across what we track as time. Some come back each year, and some you water and give sunlight for a while, and they grow big and beautiful. But the ones that died are not less beautiful or worthy of the moment or moments they existed. The ones in their graves also have their place. To respect their death gives fertile ground for more life. Creative energy wants to live freely, breathe its own way, beat with its own rhythms. It wants to die freely, too. It commands respect, at least for the moment, even if only with this breath. And it may do best without judgment, even postmortem. And at other times, creativity does well with some curious teasing, coaxing, or banter for it to come to the playground. To force feed a beautiful or silly or even stupid, those can be fun, by the way, idea into the computation system of productivity, or convict them to a to-do list, can be a slow death for some. Well, not for others though, because that works for some people. And if it works, all right. Or to judge the fact that you didn't follow through with your 106th sticky noted idea, this can stifle. How cruel to not treasure what peeks its head up to greet you, this baby, this organic, evolving, juicy life force. And its profoundly unknown, uncertain lifespan. To respect this life force, this flow that honors itself through you, is a deeply loving act. And as you follow your bliss, joy, fun, kink, your strangeness, anger, ferocity, or whatever feeling is interesting, the vitality that carries you through has a magical way of turning into something, or turning you into something. It might even change you if you let it. So as I conclude that piece that I wrote, I actually will circle back around to the beginning where I talked about how I'm defining creativity. And this actually feels like it can match all of life or any form of how we see creativity, ideas, or what we intend into the world. I'm curious about your thoughts, if this struck you in any way, or if you have a challenge to any of these ideas or thoughts, feel free to message me, email me. I love hearing from all of you. Thanks so much for joining me today. And that's all. See you next time on the Embody podcast.